I'm so excited to present today's lessons, the second cure for a lean purse. If you're having a zero bank account, always. I'm so excited. The first cure for a lean purse is a tenth of all you earn is yours to keep. That means if you earn $100 a month, 10%, which is $10, is supposed to be kept separately. You can be very flexible with the money. It can be 10% for you, it can be 20%, it can be 30%, but a percentage of what you earn, it is yours to keep. You're not supposed to use that amount of money for anything. It is yours to keep. So as we progress into the lessons of the richest man in Babylon, I'm going to be explaining quite a lot. The first cure for a lean purse, if you're always having a zero account, is that a tenth of all you earn is yours to keep. So when Akkad told them this in the gathering, they were like, one of them now stood up from the crowd and said, Akkad, you're saying a tenth of all we have is ours to keep. How can we keep this money if all we earn in a month, we can't even get anything? Like after a month, the money that they pay us is not even enough for us. That was what one of the persons in the crowd asked Akkad. You're saying that we should save 10%. I believe that should be the question of what you've been asking yourself. Henry Obikwere, you're saying the richest man in Babylon said we should pay ourselves 1/10, which is 10% of all we earn. Every month I end up not getting even $1 for myself. I end up paying bills, I end up doing a lot of things. So that was the question they were asking Akkad, and Akkad was like, let me tell you something. There is what they call Parkinson's law. As you continue to increase your income, your expenses also increases, your way of life also increases. So he now asks, how many of you are earning $1,000? Some persons raise their hand. How many of you are earning $200? Some persons raise their hands. How many of you are earning even $50 a month? Some persons raise their head. But what was the common thing among all these persons that were earning a lot of money? It was because none of them ended up with any money at the end of the month. That was the problem. They were having a zero bank account at the end of every month, and I believe that's where some of us are in our life. That they will pay you at the end of the month, at the end of the week, or at the end of the day, and you end up with nothing. You pay your light bills, you pay for your children's school fee, you pay for the house rent, you have a lot of bills to pay. So Akkad was teaching these 100 persons that they brought to him to teach how to become wealthy, how to always have money in the account. So the first law, which I explained in the previous video, was a tenth of all you have is yours to keep. So when he told them this, he now went to the second law. He said, your second law is you must budget your money, you must budget your expenses, you must budget every money that is entering your hands. And they were like, why should we budget? So where we can't even get anything out of the money. So Akkad now told them that, see, you must be very intentional. This is what you will do every month or every week, depending on when you receive your income. After removing the 10%, that 90%, maybe you might remove 20% or 30%. That remaining percentage is yours to spend, whatever you want to spend with it. But for you to get to that point, you must be aware of what you are spending with. Every day, every expenses you make, you must jot it down. I can still remember while I was serving a couple of years ago, one of my senior colleagues taught me this. He said, Henry, as you're here in the States, starting from today, that was my first time when I entered the States newly. He said, for you to be as successful financially, you must pay attention to your money, you must pay attention to what you're spending. So he said, Henry, every money that comes into your hand, you must document it. Every expenses you make, you must document it. So I started this process. The first month, when money comes into my hand, they pay me. I have a lot of places income comes from. They pay me, and I send money to my parents, I send money to my siblings, I send money to my friends. I also buy something. So I started documenting it. At the end of the month, I now knew where my money was going. A huge amount of my money, 70% of my money, was going to family. I was sending them. I didn't know as of then that my money was actually going to that area. It was only when I started paying attention to my money at every minute of the day. I document. They have apps available for you to track your money, and it requires intentionality. You must. Once I became aware where my money was going, I said, wow, I'm actually sending 70% of my money to my family, and I'm actually using 5% for personal development. I'm actually using 5% for friends. I'm actually using 5% for my mentors, because I usually send my mentors some things at the end of the month. You understand? Because I'm very strategic about people that have gone ahead of me, and I intend keeping that relationship. So I service my relationships with my mentors. So it's now made me to be very intentional, and I said, okay, this amount of money is what I'll be sending to the family. I now chose maybe 30%. I said 10% or 15% then was for my personal development, 10% for my friends, for giving, and all the rest. So I divided it into sections. What happened? Because I became aware of my money, I became very intentional, and I started knowing where my money was going. If I did not do that exercise, I wouldn't have come to that point where I'll be able to understand where my money was going and be able to readjust what I was doing. So it really helped me. That was what Akkad was saying. He said you must pay attention to your money. You must budget. When you see budget as something that I can't do it. So when Akkad said that, a man from the crowd now stood up and said, Akkad, I'm a free man. I want to enjoy my life. I want to spend money the way I want. How can you be telling me to be budgeting? I can't budget. Akkad was like, who does the budgeting? It is you. You are the one that allocates this money. You personally allocate this money to where this money go. Any amount you want to put, percentage you want to pick for that your lifestyle, you can actually carve it out. But know that you must not touch the 10% if you choose to. If you choose for 20%, you must not touch it. If you choose for 30%, you must not touch it. That money is for investment. That money is for you to invest it in what you've actually researched on. You must continually, over 1 year, 2 years, don't be in a hurry to use that money. That's percentage of money that you're putting in that area one side. Don't be in a hurry to use it. Just continually. That's how you have a lean pulse. When you start using your 90%, or when you start using the 80% or the 70% of your money, and you're keeping 30%, 20% or 10%, you will see how confidently you will be growing. You understand? So Akkad now told them, now let me give you a scenario. If a donkey, in those days, the major means of transportation, they use donkey, camels. So had it mean the donkey has an ear and the donkey can talk, and you talk to that donkey and you said, donkey, I want you to travel to the next country tomorrow, and this is gold, this is silver, this is coin, then this is in one box, and this is hay, hay, that you can actually eat while going. This is water, and this is like a mat for you to use. You can only choose one of them. Tell me, which one would the donkey choose to go to that long distance journey? The donkey is going to choose the water that was provided, the food that was provided, and the shelter, not actually the gold. Because for him to get to that position, what was necessary at that point was the water, the food, and the mat for him. Because if he does not carry, that donkey does not carry water, food, and hay, and just carry only the gold, silver, copper, and it's a very big desert, it was not necessary for that journey. You understand? He took what will keep it alive through that journey. Then when he gets to that place, he can actually do businesses. He can, the major thing is for him to, through that journey, for him to survive, not just that good. You understand? So this scenario, I'm bringing it to you. There are things that are necessary in your life, and there are things that are not necessary for now that you are growing your wealth. You will get to a point whereby you can be able to enjoy your wealth. You get to a point whereby you'll be able to enjoy everything you ever need in this life. But right now, where you are growing yourself, you're trying to become better version of yourself, you're trying to build, you have to be very intentional. So Akkad said the second law of a milling purse is you have to learn budgeting. You have to start paying attention to your money. So in the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you the third law of a lean purse. I am Henry Obikwere. Do stay tuned to this channel. Feel free to like and subscribe if I've added a lot of value for you. Thank you very much. Take good care of yourself.